Hello all and welcome to Tuesday Q&A. I am your host, Roland. Sitting next to me, our expert, Ursinity. Ursinity, how are you, sir?
Good. Happy to be here. Happy to be talking about Dota 2. I think I've watched the Kiev Major more importantly.
Yeah, the Kiev Major, I woke up and was going to do my normal noon 30 EST stream and was like, nah, this EG faceless game is way too hype and I don't want anybody to watch my stream over this game. Is kind of how I felt. Like, there's nothing that I will do or say or be that is anywhere nearly as cool as that game 1 was. I didn't watch game 2 or game 3 because I had some work that needed to be sorted out. But that game 1 with Broodmother and Nature's Prophet. Thank Gaben and his green map for Nature's Prophet and Broodmother being picked in pro games. I love those two heroes. I mean...
Yeah, that was a fun game.
Right?
I rarely watched Pro Dota, but today was a special day, and it was grand.
Oh, when I asked you how you were doing, what did you say? What did you say?
I don't know what I said.
Because you
said some vaguely affirmative statement.
Because you usually have like a new one. You know, that's the thing. Like
I did it for like the first month of this show, and then I ran out.
You could do delightful.
Right, because it was like
you could do.
I've probably used that before.
I think every time I've been like, you could do delightful, and you're like, I've probably used that before. I feel like, anyway.
Yeah, because I say that word. Yeah, it's just not an interesting bit. Let's be honest.
Into the future. It's not. It's not a good bit, but it's a bit that I go with. That's for sure. Anyway,
that's all right.
let's get the week in Ursi. What's going on? We've got a week of Ursi. What's new with the Ursinity and why?
Nothing. So I've been playing more Dota, which has been fun. I've been forcing myself to play at least a couple games a day. I've been playing lots and lots of Bane. Really nothing too exciting. What else has happened? I am really nothing. I mean, I took like a gap year in between finishing my bachelor's and going back to finish my master's, so that I don't have to get debt and so that I can work and save money. So interesting things don't happen. Like, I go to work and that's pretty boring usually, and then I come home and then I podcast and I record and I play Dota. And there's eating at some point in all this, and then there's sleeping also in some points. But like, I don't have like exciting stories every week, and I'm not the type to fabricate them either. As much as that would be interesting, I think that would be disingenuous. And if there's one thing I aim to be, it's ingenuous.
Was that a stab at me? Am I?
No.
Do you feel like I'm the type to exaggerate my stories?
No, you're the type to have stories.
Or exaggerate them. You never know.
Well, I mean, but everybody exaggerates stories that they have, right? Like, that's just how you tell stories.
I don't think Denny does. I don't. I feel like Denny is just... It's boring. Yeah. Cool story, dude. My wife definitely doesn't exaggerate her stories because I love you, Audrey, but goddamn, they're not even stories. Like, a story has like a start, a climax, and an end, right? Don't you feel like that's like the basis of a story?
Rising action, falling action.
Yeah, rising action, fall. Her stories are like the microwave. Yeah? The microwave. It's like,
Okay.
Like, it's not even, like, what is that? Like, are you just throwing statements at me? Like, it's, like, nouns at me?
What?
Bananas.
She's refining your ability to infer.
I have no goddamn clue. Like, I went to TJ Maxx and I looked through a whole rack of clothes.
What,
so what's the climax? What's the end?
These are not stories.
That is not a story, right? It's like the climax and the end.
But I feel like she's not telling you stories. She's telling you facts about her day, and you're like, oh wow, what about boring story?
Okay. All right, yeah, I guess.
I mean, that is like...
Okay, I see where
I feel
you're
like
coming from.
it's like criticizing somebody for something they're not intending to do.
Uh-huh.
But Well, because I mean, like if somebody says, "Oh, I got a story for you," and then they said, "Yeah, I went to TJ Maxx and I went through a rack of clothes," that's like criticism tier. Okay, that's like a dumb story. You need to like add some words, adjectives, make some stuff up.
Ups,
But if somebody's just like,
downs.
"Oh,
like
hello,"
I went to TJ Maxx. I'm looking through a whole rack of clothes, and this lady says to me, "Get out of my way." And I respond, "No fucking way am I moving. Isn't that some bullshit?" And I would be like, "Yeah, that is some bullshit. Whoa, really? What did the lady do? Why did she do this? Did she have kids with her? Was she agitated because she had 5 kids? Who knows?"
what was her name?
Yeah. Did you get her name? Did an associate see the altercation? That is what I'm going for. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, I don't think this is the venue for me to teach your wife how to tell a story, but I mean, I appreciate this information.
Okay, before we move on, Denny, I'm going to need you to come in here real quick and tell us about the story when Audrey tried to tell you a joke. So
I don't think we need to do this.
No, it's worth it, trust me. My wife
all right.
tries to tell jokes that she's read, okay?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What do you need?
The joke when Audrey was trying to tell you that joke about the highway joke or whatever. Remember?
Oh man.
Okay.
It was like playing CSI Comedy Club where I had all the elements of a joke, but I had to piece it together myself. She started telling me the story about how like, oh, so these aliens, they come down and they land and they're on the highway and they go and they're burning things, politicians, and they go and they ask this guy for a donation and he gives them a gallon of gas. And I was like, okay. And so I had to and the joke, I believe, is that they were collecting donation. They walked up to somebody and asked, hey, we're collecting donations. The aliens say they're going to burn all our world leaders and all our politicians if we don't raise enough money. We're collecting donations. And I believe the punchline is, how much is everybody donating? Oh, about a gallon. Referencing the gas to burn.
Anyway, this is like, I'm not the only one that has to endure this.
Okay, I mean, you've made your point. This is fair. I mean, this is not really a problem I have.
That was a story.
Yeah.
Thank you. There was a rise. There was a fall.
Good job, Cyphus.
There was an up. There was a down. Thank you. Thank you, Denny. Anyway,
that was delightful.
We're Tuesday Q&A. We're going to take some call-a-ronies here. We're, of course, going to start out with good or garbage with Fox. It's F-A-U-X, and I believe that's how Fox is pronounced.
Oh, my God. I can't.
Fox. It's a weird way to spell Fox. I believe some people think it's faux, but it's really Fox. No, I didn't say fucking Fox. I said faux. Okay?
This dumb conversation about how to pronounce a word that we know how to pronounce has consisted of, like, I think we've been on a call for probably 20 minutes. I think 12 to 15 of them have been talking about this thing that we all agree on.
That's a good... Isn't, like, faux would be, like, synthetic, right? Like, faux is like, like a faux sheep quilt would be like a synthetic sheep quilt or a fake sheep quilt.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Kuma and faux are going to bring us in here. Their MMRs are just fucking top tier.
Nebulous.
They're awesome, and I'm going to unmute them both. Faux, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys today?
Great. Good. Did I call you Fox?
I don't think so. Last week you actually introduced me as Faux and then asked if it was supposed to be Fox or Faux, and you were right in the first place.
All right, good. We won.
Awesome. And of course, Kuma Mizu, how are you, sir?
Great. Pleasure to be here as always.
God, your voice.
All right.
Seriously.
Shut up.
You need to get on.
We've moved on.
You need to get yourself on a microphone and start recording now. You're young. You could get a lot of hours really quickly. Man.
Actually, I already am, but thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And didn't you say you wanted to be a voice actor?
You were just making fun of Proud for talking up
Ursi,
his
I'm
voice
trying
every
to
time he's
talk
on
to
anything.
Our guests. Didn't you say you wanted to be a voice actor?
Yeah, he said he did that 3 weeks ago on the show.
Because you got...
I did.
You got that. You got that. Okay, so you guys are going to present the good or garbage today, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's us.
Here's what's gonna happen. Okay. Every time Ursi makes a mistake on elaborating from good or garbage, Ursi, can you please mute yourself and I'm gonna go on honor system? Actually,
Okay. All right. I'll just take my headset off.
I'll give you, take your headset off, please. I don't feel like that's enough. I feel like you can still hear me. Okay. Every time Ursi makes a mistake, I am going to donate $1 to .p. Okay, out of my own pocket, which kind of is counterintuitive. So let's try and get him to make as many mistakes as possible. I'm gonna let you guys police because you guys aren't good at it. I don't know about you, Fo, but
So,
right,
should we motivate him to stray?
yes, I want to see you guys motivate the opposite, but he's not gonna think that.
Okay.
Okay.
He'll
All
just
right.
think we're trash at facilitating.
But he'll know at the end, and we'll get a counter going. Okay. We'll get a counter.
Alrighty, cool.
All right, we're good. So, Ursi, come on, headphones.
I have no clue when to put my headset on.
Put your headset on.
By the way.
Put it on. Anyway, all right, good. We've got your headset on. All right.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was confusing.
we're ready for good or garbage.
Okay. I hope I'm ready.
Alrighty. Invoker off lane.
Good.
Oh, you can take the next one. We'll alternate, I think.
And Ursi, please,
I'm
once
gonna
again,
do-
good or garbage.
I said good.
All right, we're gonna go with Roland's ability to close a show.
Garbage.
A .p announcer pack.
Good.
And who would be on it, do you think?
Garbage.
Oh, damn it.
Fantasy League Dota.
Garbage.
If Ice
Instalock.
Ice Ice wins.
Garbage.
Instalock Pudge players.
Good.
Peanut butter on a hamburger, actually.
Garbage.
Ugh. Roland's rendition of In the Arms of an Angel.
Garbage.
No way.
Garbage.
How are you gonna say garbage of that?
Garbage.
Continue.
Roland's fear of Blink Meepo.
Good.
Full team Midas.
Good.
Swiss style matches at Kiev.
Good.
Roland's mature understanding of jungle.
Good.
That moment where nobody told us why Proud suddenly joined Wolf Clan.
Garbage.
All right. Proud's goofy voice, like the one he uses when his teammates are being idiots.
Garbage.
That's definitely good, but you're wrong. Let's keep going.
How about Bristleback with Aetherlands?
Garbage. Garbage.
Bristleback with Ags.
Good.
And the top one I think we skipped.
The actual ocean themed items coming out on market.
Good.
All right. Well, you
God.
very much stayed the theme.
I
Damn.
succeeded. It was hard.
No, you
You
failed.
guys were planning some shenanigans.
We did plan some
What?
shenanigans. For every mistake you were gonna make, I was gonna donate $1
Okay. Well, to what?
to Defense of the Patients through Patreon. Which is kind of
No.
like
I
it
don't-
kind of like goes back, but I was still gonna do it,
But only
Um,
partially.
but only partially.
You'll
Like,
steadily
it's like
lose
divvied
one
and
more
like
dollar
machines
every
go
month.
in and like cut it up.
Well, I mean, but some goes to us, so you'd be putting money in,
yeah, I will.
and it would just be getting randomly
really,
dispersed out.
it was $1. Like you made kind of one mistake because
I made no mistakes. I very carefully did not make mistakes. because I wanted to make mistakes because some of those were ridiculous. Bristleback Aether Lens. Oh my god.
Does it make
Who
your
said
quills
that?
go
No,
longer?
like,
Does it make your quills go
I
longer?
don't think so.
It's just
Even if-
cast range. It's just cast range. It wouldn't increase the actual radius.
It doesn't change AoE.
Okay. So you could
Like,
goo further.
It's not farther away.
You could goo further. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Don't
well,
do that.
Kuma, Foe, you guys are too good at this. And Ursa, you're getting way
that was
too used
good.
to this. I tried to throw a curveball. It was honestly off
Oh.
the top of my head. I think everybody that was listening could tell that I was
I mean, yeah.
basically just
I
pulling
think
that,
like we need.
right out of my ass. But
I think
Yeah.
we need to get back to doing good or garbages that are like rapid fire, like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
yeah, it
And then,
needs to,
like,
like I
instant.
just like hit on drums.
I mean, don't do that. That's annoying. But do like, Medusa, good garbage, and then Bane, Brewmaster, yada yada yada. Midas
Oh,
on out,
man.
Midas on, yeah.
The every
Like, just
hero
fast,
good or
fast.
garbage. Where
Well,
we
no,
listen-
no.
Adam,
No. Those are just examples.
Adam, Alchemist. And like if you can't keep up, then like we get like a buzzer, like
That would be pretty fun.
That is, hey, we're going places. Kuma, Foe. Hey, Foe, you are not Foe. You are Fox to me. Okay? If that
All
makes
right, I'll
Okay.
deal with it.
No, I mean like
That
I
makes
mean
no
like
sense.
you're not fake. Like you're real.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? I
You
don't
need
know.
to rate us. You need to rate that good or garbage.
Good.
You don't rate the good or garbages, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's the mistake.
Sorry,
That's
okay.
you, Roland.
Two Rolands.
Yeah.
Two Roland dollars going into the Patreon. Okay, so I was pretty harsh last week on Lord Day.
Yeah.
I felt like he had some creative ones. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you guys' your pool of questions were very different. You got into personal questions, you got into Dota questions. So I'm gonna give you a 10 out of 10 there on pool of types of questions. The rapid fire, I agree with Thirsty a little bit. I'm gonna give you about below average, a 4 out of 10 on that. So that was bad. Working in tandem, I think that is good. I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10 on working together. I like the working together part. So that would be like a 24 out of 30, which in my book, I accept B minuses, and that's like above a B. So good. On that.
Can I
good or
throw a
garbage.
counter argument at you
Sure.
for a different rating on that speed thing? You told us to try to convince it to go off track, so
That's
Yeah.
true.
the motivation to stray from the norm.
So
We
I'll-
could give Roland a garbage for moderation.
yeah.
what? I
Oh
think
yeah,
that
and then
could
there
be
does
a-
need to be a back and forth. So good or garbage
A
on
survey.
Yeah.
A survey.
A survey, please. On the receipt, I'll circle it and put a smiley face. I'm like, if you just go home and fill this out, it'll really help me out. And you're like, I'll totally do that. Then you get in the car and you've totally forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Someday we should just do a questionnaire that's a good or garbage for all our segments and have listener feedback that way. That'd be the
Ooh.
easiest way. It'd be like, all right, Monday segments, Tuesday segments, Wednesday, Thursday segments. Like,
Mhm.
should I keep doing the random arbitrary podcast every week for Thursdays for the first minute? Who knows? Maybe that's garbage. Maybe it's good. I would love to know.
I agree. Okay, Foe, Kuma, like you both a bunch. See you later. Thanks so much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks. See ya.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All
right.
right. So what's up next here, Ursi? You want to do some reading?
Sure, yeah, I'll do one reading.
My eyes on man, Foe reading. Will you read Sean X like Malcolm, real quick?
Oh,
It's at the very
which
bottom.
one is that? Okay. What do you see for the future for DotP? Well, of course you wanted to do this question.
No. The reason being is I met him in a pub and he donated $50
I know.
immediately, and like I just feel like
You owe him.
and he like
Okay.
he lives in the same state as Atmosphere, or Slug, or I don't know his real name. I did.
I don't know what this means.
It's a hip hop artist. Okay.
Okay,
a
whatever.
rapper.
I'm gonna answer this question.
Okay.
Okay, Sean X, what do you see for the future of DotP? 5 years, 10 years. What do you know about the plans for TI? Plans for the DotP crew at TI?
Don't be honest.
Well,
Don't you dare be honest.
I mean, I'm an honest guy, but I just wanna. I don't know. I think DotP is gonna grow naturally. I don't like to do like the 5-10 year plan things. I just like to go with the flow but that's why I'm not like the boss of anything. I'm just the guy that makes content. And yeah, also listen to the Patreon episode. The first Patreon episode is all about that. Exclusive, like extensively. It's like 2 hours.
I think we get into the 5-year question. But to redo the 5-year question, I hope that I can somehow weasel Denny out of his contract by finding some loophole that I buried there. Kind of like
takeover.
Kind of like in Rogue One, where like I developed a weakness in the operations agreement where I can take all of Denny's shares of the company because, you know, kind of like the Death Star has a weakness and Denny is the Death Star to .p. You know, or me, one or the other. Probably me.
Still haven't seen that movie.
I think that's probably me. Anyway, yeah, 5 years. Denny's gone from .p, and we're growing like crazy. Probably would be my answer. But no, for real,
that would be nice.
But for real, Sean X, you donated. Go listen to episode 1 of the Patreon episode. It's probably my favorite episode we've ever recorded.
The first couple are my favorites.
It was just so much fun to have like that casual discussion where, believe it or not, my jabs at Ursi are intended. I like Ursi a lot. I think Ursi is probably the hardest working person on .p. I will say that.
That's a scary thought.
I mean, like I can call you at any time and you'll answer. You're the only person I know in life.
I mean,
you are
that's just because I don't do things.
You are the only person I know that I can be like, I wonder if I'm gonna give Ursi a call, and it's like, ring. Oh, he's not gonna answer. It's late, and it's like, hello. It's like, hey, dude, what's up? And it's like, I just got hit by a car. I'm fine though. What's up, Roland? And I'm just like, dude, you just got hit by a car, and it's like, yeah, but it's okay. I can talk. What's up? It's like, oh, dude. Anyway,
I don't even know how to respond to this. Yes, I try to make myself available as much as possible, and I don't do things too. Like, granted, I mean, the rest of us
things. You do a lot of things.
But I mean, I do things at the computer.
How many replay reviews did you do in the month of March?
I've done like 22 since February. I don't know specifically from month to month, but
and some of them are over an hour.
Like
how long did they take? An hour. That's a lot.
Yeah, they take. I mean, most of them are ballpark an hour. Some are like 50 minutes. Others are like 70 minutes.
It's a lot. Okay, then let's start from the Gothier's question.
Sure. Okay, all right. That was a quick one. No, we just redirected.
Yeah.
All right, from Gothier. Visage has been trending up in his win rate since 7.03 hit and has reached a 55% win rate in the 5K plus bracket, which puts him at the third highest win rate there. Is this the patch of Visage's comeback? I think this was asked in 7.04. It's
I think it was.
While on the Visage topic, what lane would you recommend for him, and what items are best to aim for early and later in the game? So Visage is one of those heroes that's win rate is very deceptive. I've talked to Gothier extensively about this in argument in Discord, in that the only people that play Visage are Visage specialists, similarly to a lot of these low pick rate heroes. So Visage has like a 3% pick rate in like his highest bracket last time I checked, which is minuscule, right? It's not like I hear like Pudge or PA is going to average out, right? Because so many people pick these heroes because they're popular. But people hate Visage, dude. Nobody plays Visage. So his win rate is naturally going to inflate, and it's a little deceptive because naturally, if the only people that are picking it are good at it, its win rate is going to be higher than any other hero that has a mediocre win rate because it's, whatever. Because a lot of people are picking it and it's averaging out. And in 5K plus is where a lot of those Visage, top tier Visage players reside, right? So I would say I think the hero's all right. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I think the hero's good. His ult is wonky in that it's way too easy to kill, and if you kill his birds, he's useless. Or not useless, but he's significantly nerfed for like 2 minutes at a time. And they feed gold, and he has no good way to track them because they don't show up like the extra meepos or anything like that. So it's I don't think the hero's
like
good,
a mini map
to be
marker.
honest.
It like doesn't show them.
No,
on the map.
Like it doesn't show up on like the top left of the screen as individual.
Like so
things.
You can like tab through and be like, this one's weak, pull it back. This one's weak. Yeah.
So and they're just easy to kill. Like they're affected by so many things. Like they are absurdly easy to just they get caught in one like Tidebringer from a Kunkka, or they get caught in quills from bristleback. Like there are just so many dumb little things that'll kill it,
No,
or they get cleaved. Like
no, isn't it like 3 hits and they're dead? I believe that's how it works.
No, they have health.
They don't
pools
have
now.
health pools. No, they do not.
They
Do
do.
you want to make a bet?
I'm looking it up.
No, before you look it up, do you want to make a bet?
I'm
in
right,
the bet
so
mood.
sure.
Okay, how much?
I'm not gonna
a
bet
$20
money.
Steam gift card. Let's not bet money.
I don't want your things.
Okay,
Okay,
no.
familiars.
I don't want your. I want things from you.
Well, I mean, I'm right. I
You're
don't
not
need,
right. They're
I,
not
like,
health pools. It's 3 hits and they're dead.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Where's the
It
listing?
is though. It
Where does it say this?
on the Roland's right list.
Health 400, 550, 700. Suck it.
Oh, they modified them last patch, like 7 point.
No, not last patch. Like 3 patches ago, 4 patches ago. Yeah, this is why I don't take bets that I know I've won. A bet is only fun if it's like an even playing field.
Oh,
Also, I don't want to bet things with
man.
you. So
Oh man.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say like suck
Okay.
it or like gotcha?
I did say that. I literally said that.
Oh, you said suck it?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because I know I'm right because I've argued with this about Gothier for a while. The thing that they do have charges on is their damage, and the weakness of them is just that they're so easy to kill. Like they're affected by a billion things, and they feed gold too, and they have a long cooldown. Right? Like it's just it goes as a 160-second cooldown, a 145 and 130, and you get 2 of them, and they only have scaling health 400, 550, 700. If they get crit once, like a PA could throw a dagger with her level 25 talent and kill 2 of your 3 things, and then you're useless. And the hero's very tanky, sure, and the hero builds good items. Like the hero's a natural Solar Crest builder, which is a really meta item right now. And Medallion is also super cheap and efficient to buy. He builds utility items. He's a good hero. It's just that his ult is good, but too easily beaten accidentally. Like it's not even like you have to intentionally counter a Visage. You just happen to slap the creep once with any hero that has items and they're dead. They just don't scale well. It's like Lycan Wolves, I guess, or like any summon really, or Eidolons, right? Eidolons are a beast in the early game, and then people hit level 7, they wave clear, and then it's like, okay, well now they're just feeding gold, right? So I'm not on the Visage hype train. I think the hero can be situationally good, and I think Visage specialists are good at the hero despite its overall mediocrity.
Counterpoint.
Also, people are playing Visage mid are stupid. Don't do that. Like unless you're some 9K Visage player, just play him as a support. Be an adult. Do things right.
Counterpoint.
Yeah. Also, Midas is popular, and he builds Midas.
Counterpoint.
Yes.
So it's a skirmishy patch, right?
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't you say that Visage is good for that?
He's skirmishy, but the thing is, skirmishy, he does not provide what other supports provide, right? When you talk about do nothing heroes, he does a bunch of weird things. Right? He does damage that you cannot initiate with. He does damage that is bursty and strong, but only if damage has been dealt previously. Right? His ult, he may or may not have it up. He may have it up and they're in a completely different place, right? There's so many little finicky things. Slows are, proportionally speaking, better in the early game than in the late game because of the way that, just basic Dota mechanics work. And that is very useful from him. And Gravecleaper's Cloak is a very good tanky ability. But a lot of times you'll see a Visage that either runs out of mana and can't throw nukes anymore, or he's tanky but does nothing. Like, the hero just has kind of weaknesses. And again, he has a lot of potential, but when we talk about heroes that have really high skill ceilings, and also his skill floor is also high, right? Because you have a skill floor and a skill ceiling. Both of those are really high, and on top of that, you don't get that much of a reward for being good at him, right? So Meepo, arguably the highest skill ceiling hero, you have a ton of value and a ton of reward for becoming really good at Meepo, or really good at Invoker, or really good at Earth Spirit, or really good at Monkey King. But Visage, it's like, yeah, if you're a really, really good Visage player, congrats, the hero's fine, but, whatever. I'm never scared of a Visage. I had an experience where there was some 5K Visage player on the enemy team in a Captain's Mode game. Or no, it wasn't Captain's Mode, it was all pick, but it was party ranked. And at 12 minutes, it was playing core safe lane Visage. And actually, my team used to run this with Skrunk as an off-lane aggro tri-Visage. But he got pooled in Aghanim Scepter by the mid Alchemist at like 12 minutes. And he had like, Midas Solar Crest. He had incredible farm because he was safe lane. And then we just killed his birds because what a stupid, terrible hero. Like, I shouldn't say that because it's a fine hero, but it's not a good hero. This is such a deceptive win rate that is so misleading, and I just don't like it. So yeah, I'm not a Visage fanboy. I'll say that. I think the hero's good if you're good at him, but I would not put my time and my effort to becoming good at a hero that is like accidentally countered by heroes with cleave.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our next caller. I agree with everything you have to say. Obviously, I can tell that you've had this discussion with God here a bunch of times.
I feel bad because I need to I don't like making fun of of heroes that people like. Like when you guys make fun of Bane, right? I want to defend myself, but I really do like Visage is just a hero that his ult is just so not good. Like, not only is it easy to beat, but it has a super long cooldown, and it feeds gold, a ton of gold. Like, just what the heck do you do? You have to be so good at him to be successful too. Like, you can't be a mediocre Visage player. You have to be amazing. So yeah, that's that.
Okay. And sorry for the echo. I just realized why the stream was echoing, you guys. No one else heard that. I fixed that just now. Anyway, our next caller is going to be Kruger. His MMR is 2100, so he's dropped quite a bit. Kruger, sir, what is your question?
Can't tell if Roland's joking or illiterate.
My MMR is 4100.
It says 2100.
First of all,
it says 4100.
I'm sorry, but it's 41.
Sorry, Kruger. It says 2100 here.
Anyway, I actually had a legitimate question, but
I'm just joking with you.
had to-
Kruger, I'm sorry. I know you're 4100. I just want to feel like I'm at your level.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Percy, why'd you have to trigger me like this?
I don't even want to approach that statement with a 10 foot
Okay,
goal.
so what's your question, Kruger?
All right. So my question is, because I've been super triggered by offlaners.
Can I kick you off my own show?
No. How do you deal with an offlaner that has gotten way too much farm? Like, he's out of control, right? So,
you get things out of other lanes, right? So offlaners, this actually happens a lot. Sometimes you just can't zone the offlaner. So I guess just to use an example, the other day I was playing CM support, and we had a jungler or like a roamer that was always in mid lane, some kind of situation where it was just me and I don't even remember my safe lane, like a juggernaut, let's say. And then offlane silencer. And immediately you hear that and you say, offlane silencer, what a stupid, dumb, or awful idea. And then you can't zone an offlane silencer because he does pure damage at level 1 and you're playing CM, right? So you just have to sack that and just say, okay, the offlaner is going to get stuff. We can try to kill him. That's one method where if he's steadily getting, or he or she is steadily getting items, XP, etc., then you could say, all right, we need to rotate, mid. If you get a good rune, come and we'll kill that guy. Alternatively, you can commit, if you have a decent kill lane, like let's say you're playing Juggernaut, Earthshaker, CM, then, you can arrange yourself on most offlaners, barring maybe a Faceless Void you'd have trouble killing. Then you can kill them. The alternatives, I would say, one is just to 1v1 with your safe laner. That way your safe laner gets a ton of XP and you don't split. Then you can roam with both your supports or your support and then your jungler is free farming. But at a certain point, it is just, if it's an offlane Abaddon, even if you have two supports, a lot of times, you're just screwed once he gets to that, level 3, level 5, whatever. So I think it's a degree of deciding when is just a lost cause and accepting it and then, moving and winning other lanes, right? That's the classic thing in Dota is if you're losing somewhere, you have to be winning somewhere, right? So if you're losing your mid lane, that means you should be winning your safe lane and your off lane because you have extra heroes to commit over there. Or if you're losing your offlane super hard, you can rotate your offlaner into the jungle, and then you can commit extra heroes into your lanes. You can do all these kind of switcheroos. So that's kind of the gist of it, I would say. It is unfortunate, and it can be kind of demoralizing if the enemy offlaner that you think you're supposed to be zoning is not zoned. But nowadays, offlaners just get so much that it's kind of more or less expected. right? Like Abaddon's in the offlane have Midas, Radiance, Phase by 25 minutes consistently. Because it's just the nature of offlaners now is they're just so tanky. Poor Man's Shield is so good. The supports are naturally roaming a ton. You have offlane Shrine. There's just so many tools at hand for the offlaner. And even if it goes poorly, then they just jungle with an Iron Talon. And then, it's really hard to commit a ton of resources to zoning an offlaner successfully. So sometimes they're just going to get stuff, realistically.
Sure.
Yep.
Kruger,
Alright, yeah.
what do you think about your own question? If you had to answer it yourself.
Well, I really am just looking for some answers because I've lost 10 games in a row or something, and it's always due to some bristleback or underlord or something getting way too much out of the lane, and usually I'm a support player, right? So usually I'm able to deal with it or try to go gank or something, but then nothing seems to happen in the ganks, and the offlaner just kills my carry, and he whines at me, and
yeah. I mean, it is a sticky situation to be in, right? I think we can all, me as somebody who is more or less a support player by heart, I definitely feel your plight, being that I've been playing a lot of support in pubs recently, and nowadays, offlaners just get a ton of stuff. I think it's just kind of the unfortunate reality that we're in. And it's more along the lines of carry players have to kind of learn to play around it and get used to 1v1ing. This is why you see a lot of aggro lanes. If you were watching the Kiev Major, a lot of teams would run a safe lane solo, like a safe lane solo Centaur, let's say, against the enemy offlaner, and then you have tri-lane v tri-lane in the enemy safe lane and your offlane. And then you can even do that. Sometimes it was just a dual lane with a roamer. But you kind of just have to accept that there's going to be an offlane that's going to get a bunch now. It's just, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Also, Kruger, if there's somebody that you're looking for in Discord to talk to about this exact issue other than Ursi, I Drink from a Ham is a super good player, super knowledgeable. He pops into my stream all the time. Ask
That's
him
not
some
his name in
questions.
Discord, but
What's his
I
name
don't
in
think he's in
Discord?
Discord at all.
I believe he's in Discord.
I don't know.
If
He's
not,
like 5
anyway,
people,
he's
but
a super cool guy.
He can contact me if he's listening to this.
yeah.
He has some good
He
ideas.
also brought up the very simple point: just have a TP and just pay attention. Like if you're roaming other places and your safe laner's having trouble, just TP in and do whatever you can.
Yep, Kruger.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
There's that dude from Atmosphere. His name is Sean.
Oh yeah,
dude who
Sean.
wrote the
Thank
question.
you. Yep.
Oh, okay.
His name is Sean,
All
but
good.
it's SEAN instead of SHAWN like Sean X, the new .peep. Oh, it's Waffles. I didn't know Waffles was drink from him.
Yeah. That's who it is.
Anyway, Kruger, I appreciate your ongoing honesty and your feedback that you have given us for years now. Kruger has been a long-time listener to Defense of the Patients, and he's the type of person who's no bullshit when it comes with me. So he'll tell me if he dislikes something. I'm going to be no bullshit with you. That word does hurt people. But that's all.
Can we
that's all
not?
he said. No word. I love you and goodbye.
All right, good.
Anyway, so
I think the last thing we need is to ever have that conversation.
I'm gonna
again.
corral you. You want to get corralled?
Okay, all right.
You've never
I will
seen me
read a question.
corral
I'll read a
before,
question.
okay?
Okay.
I'll corral.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, you're just gonna talk over me. That's not corralling.
That's corralling. Okay. Let's read.
Right.
Let's read some shit. Okay.
Okay. From Tanaden 07. Excluding heroes Ursi hates and obvious top tier meta picks, what is one strength Agi and hero you find to be balanced well and why? What is holding the hero back from being top tier, and what is their redeeming quality that keeps them off your hate list? So let's see. I'm gonna pull up my chart.
Can I go first?
Yeah, please.
So excluding heroes, Ursi hates. Denny, leave that up there. Don't delete that. And obvious top tier meta picks. What? Okay, so I know Ursi doesn't hate Pudge, so that's going to be my strength pick. I think he's extremely balanced. Sure. I mean, he's the #1 played hero, and he's still pretty damn close to 50%. So a hero that's picked 2 times more than second place, and he's still close to 50%. He's obviously balanced. I would say a lot of the game is balanced around him. Favorite Agi hero that I know Ursi wouldn't say is meta and is not top tier would be Anti-Mage. I know Ursi is a great Anti-Mage. He loves Anti-Mage, has a lot of opinions on Anti-Mage.
I didn't realize
and
you were answering for me. I thought you were answering for you.
These are my favorite. I love Pudge. I told you to pick
Oh, okay.
Pudge.
All right,
I love
okay.
Anti-Mage. I have Basher Blades and shit. My favorite int hero right now to play... I'm not going to give my favorite int hero to play. My favorite int hero to watch is Skywrath Mage with an Aghanims. My god, that hero. I don't know if that's meta, but I love the shit out of that hero. And as far as redeeming qualities that keeps him off the hate list for me is that Ags, like I would otherwise kind of hate Skywrath because I feel like he's super do nothing, and he maybe still is, but it's awesome. And
he's good.
I'm not answering the question. You find to be balanced well, and why? Okay. Anti-Mage is not... Anti-Mage is balanced well, and he's balanced well because there are ways to break him down. And then they just put an Aghanims in that balances him from one of his biggest weaknesses, which was Bloodseeker. Legion Commander, you can play smart and avoid a Legion Commander as an Anti-Mage. What is holding the hero back from being top tier? It's a skirmishy meta. And what is their redeeming quality that keeps them off my hate list? Anti-Mage's redeeming quality is he can build Maelstrom.
God.
As far as Skywrath Mage, his redeeming quality would be the Aghanims. What is holding the hero back from being top tier? The fact that he doesn't have... I don't know. I feel like people not buying Atos on him is what's holding him back from being top tier. Like, that hero is top tier in my opinion. Is he balanced? Yes, because he has to find the gold to get the imbalanced item, which is his Aghanim Scepter. As far as what is making Pudge balanced, well, you gotta land hooks, and that's hard as shit. What is holding the hero back from being top tier? You gotta land hooks, and that's hard as shit. Especially against people who are really good. What is the redeeming quality that keeps him off my hate list? I don't know. That sometimes he doesn't deny himself when he's rotting and you're attacking him. That is Pudge's redeeming quality. There we go.
Okay,
Answer.
so my well-balanced strength hero, I would say, maybe say Night Stalker. Also, I'm biased for the hero heroes that I like. Night Stalker, I'd say is well balanced in the right hands. He does well in this metagame, but is not a top tier meta pick because he is not both the roles that he fulfills are filled by heroes that do what he does better. But I think the hero overall is well balanced. It's just that the other heroes are just a bit better than him, just a scotch better than him. His redeeming quality is that he's super fun and he's really novel conceptually, right? It's very interesting to me to have a hero that is based around a cycle of night and day, right? Kind of like Coddle is balanced around daytime once he has Ags. I think that's a really cool concept that's very unique to the hero while not being OP, right? It's very easy for unique concepts to become OP concepts like Monkey King jumping through trees. That's like one of those unique concepts that is very weirdly strong and somewhat a large problem in why the hero is so high pick rate. Although his win rate at Kiev so far is pretty terrible. It's like 20-something%. Agility, I would say maybe the most balanced hero in agility. I would say Vengeful Spirit, both as a core and a support, is one of the best examples of a balanced hero. She is very strong in the right situations. She is decently strong in regular situations. And she's just very static and useful, if that makes sense, right? Her talents are all solid, right? They're nothing exceptional, but they are very productive, right? The hero is just kind of generic in a way that is not a bad generic. It's just a safe and secure generic. I think a redeeming quality is that she is so secure. I think that's a very valuable thing. I personally like to trend towards heroes that are consistent rather than heroes that like PA. I don't like playing PA that much because it's like, oh well, sometimes you get a crit and you win, other times you don't get a crit and you lose. And I don't like that as a concept. Although I do kind of like playing PA, to be fair. So that would be why I like Venge. And in the intelligence heroes, kind of biased because I want to say Bane because I've been talking to Bane so much. But I'd say Jakiro is probably my example of a very balanced hero, very baseline balanced hero. He's very consistent as well. He's a support, so I guess I'll bring up a mid too, just for the sake of it. A very balanced mid laner right now. Oh, that's a good question. Maybe like Zeus is decently well balanced. He's kind of a sleeper. Shadow Fiend is very well balanced. Very
Shadow Fiend's not
he can
int.
go either way. Huh?
Shadow Fiend's not int.
No, oh, sorry, you're right. I was just thinking of any mid laner. Quap, I would say, is pretty balanced. I think most of the heroes are generally balanced. I just kind of like consistency. A lot of the heroes that are on my hate list are heroes that either have really annoying abilities like Doom, or heroes that are like weirdly novel in a way that can be game breaking under the right circumstances or by the right player's hands.
Cool. Thank you, Ursi.
Those are my answers.
Our next caller, Strakabs, also known as Backwards. His MMR is thankfully still below mine because, god damn it, when he comes into the stream, he is one of those, you should do X. You should do Y, and you should do Z because I would do V, and L would be better than your R because my C is a great B. Anyway, thankfully it's 1741. Backwards, what's your question, sir?
God, why are you so mean to this poor guy? Also, you're not going to listen to people anyway, right? So that's like a well-established thing. I honestly don't know why people tell you to do things anymore, but unless they're like
because they
new,
have
I
fun.
guess.
I mean, it's like,
but
you know,
it is fun to backseat game.
Yeah.
to be
Anyway,
fair.
Backwards.
We're not day
what's up?
9.
If anyone should love backseat gaming, it's the person with the back in their name.
That's fair. I mean, you have K Cab in your name, technically speaking.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Other than that, I'm calling to calling. I
You're
want to
calling.
talk about Nyx as the best hero in the game.
Yeah, Nyx is awesome.
Yeah, Nyx.
Okay.
Anything specifically about Nyx? I mean, I can talk about Nyx
so
for like an entire
When do you
episode.
want to? When should I want to pick him? When should I not want to pick him? What should I build on him? And how do I lane him?
Can I
Okay,
start?
so
Can I start with
Yes,
my
please
opinions?
do.
Then you can. I
Yes.
just went mid versus Nyx as Invoker, and I had 0 mana.
oh,
It was actually I still rocked the game because I'm playing at like 1800 on that account because I'm doing normal
okay.
games. I'm doing the
was gonna
Invoker
say.
spam. I will transition my Invoker spam onto the 3.1k ranked account where I have a phone attached to it. But people on the stream were like, "You need to get mana. You need to get mana." I'm like, dude, the more mana I have, the more damage I'm gonna take. So I went like the
Yep.
alacrity. So I was constantly using my mana. So I was at like 0 mana the entire time for the laning phase. But
That is the right
if
way
you
to play
see an
it.
Invoker, go after him. And that's all I have to really say about Nyx. You can go ahead.
I mean that is a good piece of advice, right? And that is very targeted towards the reason you pick Nyx is against intelligence lineups. So Nyx, I would say, he's a little weaker than all the other offlaners in a general scenario, right? If you're picking it into a blank slate of 5 random heroes, he does not have the ability to be as effective in random situations as an Abaddon or a Centaur or a Clockwork even or a Magnus. That being said, a lot of those heroes don't necessarily excel in certain games. They just are good in all of them. But Nyx has some games where he is crazy. He excels like wild. So, for example, the Nyx classically counters are any high-end hero. So the big ones are Invoker, although nowadays not as much, but still quite effective. Used to be worse when he got more int. And then OD. Granted, OD is a natural BKB carrier, but if the game goes late, it'll bleed you at 5 seconds. So that's not a big deal. You also, one of the things you'll have to look out for Nyx is playing him with heroes. So Nyx plus Invoker is, for instance, one of the biggest combos that you'll see, right? Because you will hunt somebody in the jungle, you pop your combo on them. Once you're in the mid game, you're not going to be one-shotting people unless it's like a CM. So that's why you have the Sunstrike follow-up, and that's like a killer combo on the majority of heroes, right? We also see Nyx against Lina. The thing that I really like about Nyx is that his Aghanims is amazing, and his build up to it is very strong. Because nowadays, basically the build on Nyx is you start PMS usually, or you can start Stout Shield, double Mango Tango. But nowadays PMS is just so crazy good. I would go PMS Tango, and then you get Mana Boots, then you build your Midas usually, then you go Blink Aghanims or Blink 4-staff Aghanims, or I suppose you could go 4-staff Aghanims. there's a nice synergy between Force Staff and Aghanims in that you can Force Staff while you're burrowed in Aghanims and it'll move you, but you cannot blink while you're burrowed. So that's a really cool little facet where you can do cheeky plays like burrowing, Force Staffing yourself forward, and then using Spike Carapace and stunning people that you're now suddenly under. That's the general build. I mean, the days of Dagon Nyx are kind of dead. You can still build it late game, of course, but in general, my late game progression on Nyx is I'll build an Octarine core a lot of the time. And then, Scythe, stuff like that. Aether Lens is very good on Nyx as well. He has some options, really, if depending on what you want, what you need, but the primary stuff is getting one mobility item, usually Blink, and then going in for Aghanim Scepter, and you buy Midas because everybody's Midas now. The other thing that he's a little weak at, offlane wise, is that if he does get zoned, he cannot jungle like other junglers can. Like other offlaners can. So that's the kind of thing where you can just have a really bad time. So that's why I wouldn't be first picking Nyx per se. But I think the hero is very good right now. I think he's one of those sleeper strong heroes that we may see more of as the offlane meta changes up. So like now recently we've been seeing Enigma offlane and Puck offlane because they deal better with the kind of safe lane versus offlane metagame that has been developing. Let's see. I think I covered most of it pretty quickly in the sense of things.
So I feel like another big thing, because you went in like way in depth. A big thing that I missed when I started playing Nyx, I played Nyx for a little while, was I was like, damn, they do so much damage when they kill me because they get this Dagon and then they just kill me. What I was doing is I was breaking my Vendetta to use the Dagon. Obviously, I'm sure you know backwards, but this is for people that may not know. You have to hit them when you're going from invisible to visible when you have your ult on as Nyx in order for the damage to go through. So when I first played Nyx, I was just Dagoning from Vendetta and was like, this is shit. Like this is not going to kill anybody. I must be behind. But it's because I wasn't following through with the Vendetta into the combo that you have prepared, whatever that may be. Vendetta into your Burrow Strike like stun into Dagon into Mana Burn or however you do it. So
yeah, sometimes you don't want the Vendetta damage, by the way. That's not necessary. A lot of times, like if you watch high tier games especially, you'll see people using, or even like, I shouldn't even say high tier games. If you just watch it in general, if you do have, it's like a utility hero, right? Where you're fast, you can get in and get out, and you just ult in, and it's better to get the stun off than get the damage and miss the stun.
Yeah, for sure. Or like
they kind of use it like Slaughter Sprint.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like a pseudo version of that, yeah.
If you know you can kill somebody and you don't need to use Vendetta and walk right up to right click them in a melee, like 150 attack range. Yeah, of course you're going to use like something else. But I was just,
or just to start a fight.
Yeah, or to start a fight for sure. Okay, backwards, thank you so much. I hope Ursi was able to answer your question up to snuff.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I love Nyx.
Thank you.
Also, Nyx mid is pickable if you are a Nyx specialist.
He did well.
I don't pick it
this guy
commonly, but I used to pick it all the time. It's one of my go-to. You have to have the right offlaner because you have to have an offlaner that scales and a safe laner that scales. You can't pick it with like some random offlaner that's not going to scale. But Nyx mid is quite effective as a matchup against OD, and more importantly, I like to pick it against Storm Spirit.
Be good with your E.
It's all about managing that and then mana burning them consistently. And then you get 6 and you kill them right away, and then you start rotating around the map. It's weird. It's very like tempo control-y. It's not meta by any means, but if you do play a lot of Nyx, it is pickable, and it is a good mid to have in your repertoire if you do come into that situation where it's like, all right, well, we have a jungler and we have a Timbersaw off lane and our safe laner's an AM. It's like, okay, well, obviously I cannot play Shadow Fiend or one of these farm heavy mids. Then you can play one of these skirmishy mids, and depending on the matchup, Nyx does satisfy that. For sure.
Okay, hey, thank you so much, backwards.
And he has great cosmetics.
Okay.
My favorite thing about Nyx.
Why'd you come in here, Denny? What's up?
Oh, no reason. I just figured I'd finish out the show in here. I'm good.
Yeah, our last question is from Chaos. Chaos is as OG as they come. Literally. We felt Chaos. I don't know if anybody knows the story. I'll tell it super briefly. Chaos made us feel like superstars because at TI5, before we even went in the venue, we ate at a restaurant nearby, and we're walking in. And as we're walking in, I get a quick interview with PPD, and I'm like, oh my god! And then a guy notices us, and it's Chaos, and he's like, oh my god, .p, I listen to you guys. And we're like, oh my god, we're gonna walk in there and everybody's gonna notice us. No, Chaos was the only one that noticed us. But Chaos, hello, welcome. How are you, good sir?
Really good. Yeah, sorry for setting you up at TI5 for the.
I have to unmute him.
It was just that moment. I was like, damn, dude, we're about to get recognized by everybody. Because as we were walking in, like, we just got this interview with PPD, we just saw LD and Gods, and now we're going in, and then there's this, you know, at this point, we didn't know you, this random person approaching us saying, oh, I love .p. And I was like, damn, dude, like, this is going to work out. This is going to be sweet. Anyway, I'll never forget
the power
that, Chaos.
Of branded t-shirts.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
So Chaos, what is your question?
All right. Well, I got this question, and I realized as I was writing it that Ursi might have some trouble because he doesn't listen to any of the English voice lines because he has it in Korean. So I
not
extended the
true.
question.
Not true.
Really?
Monkey King and Underlord are in English because they came out after the Korean voice pack.
Okay.
And the Juggernaut Arcana.
All right. Well,
it's not lame. It's awesome.
Pick from that. So I want to ask, what's your favorite piece of lore, or your favorite voice line, or interaction, or stylistic touch that's added into Dota 2?
I have mine. Can I do mine?
Okay, good. Yes, please.
All right,
do.
I'm gonna just play it for everybody because I read this question ahead of time and pulled it up because I knew exactly and I was gonna just read it, but I'd rather it just be played. So I'm gonna play it. It's Sand King when he makes a deny.
No, no, no.
No, no, no.
Okay.
It was good.
That's nice.
Or there's another one where like he's in Sandstorm. Anyway, when he's in Sandstorm, if you listen closely, he makes like inaudible noises, where he like almost. Anyway,
whispering half-word murmurs.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. That sounds very in character.
And he's a great hero.
He's a weird guy.
I like Sand King a lot. So, anyway.
Okay, I'll give my answer. So my favorite voice line is from Undying, and I don't think it's used in game, or it's like one of these like 1% chances. But if you go on Dota 2 Wiki, you can find it. He has a line that's like, "Give me my gummy bears or gummy vitamins."
Vitamins.
I just think that's so funny. That like Undying is talking about gummy vitamins. Other than that, I like, as far as like actual lore goes, not just the lines. I do kind of like, and I'm cheating just because I'm friends with Leafy Peachy, who's super into lore, and she tells me all these things. So I'm just gonna like copy one of her answers. I like that Bat Rider is just a guy that went into the woods and found a bat and is like, I'm gonna ride this. And
he just Steve Irwined his way onto the bat's back.
Yeah, and that's just how Bat Rider comes. And then, I don't know, I kind of like the duality lore-wise, because I have actually been watching a few videos here and there and trying to get into it. But I do like the duality where you have heroes with really intricate backstories, like Enigma, who's like the personification of gravity or whatever. And then OD, who's this like... OD is like the last survivor of the previous world that had the ancients fighting on it. And, you know, you have heroes like this, and then you have heroes like Lena. It's like, yeah, she's on fire. She's hot. She throws fire. Yep, that's it. Or Bat Rider, who's just a dude on a bat. So I think that's a cool little facet of Dota. It's just kind of nonsense.
Okay, Chaos, lightning round, and Denny, you're involved in this too. Lightning round, what you think about your question, like your answer to your own question, and Denny's answer to this question, and we're wrapping the show up.
All right, my favorite Dota bit of lore is the three-way relationship between Razor, Visage, and Lion, because Razor and Visage are both guardians of the pathway between the realm of the living and the dead, and Razor's job is to basically make sure everyone gets sorted out into the right places. Visage's job is to catch escaped souls who were dead and return to life. So he really hates Lion because he keeps on killing Lion, and Lion keeps on coming back.
That's why he's been to hell and back and back again. And
yeah,
oh my,
so
that's
Visage
hilarious.
has a line where he says, so Visage has a line when he kills Lion where he says, "Go back to hell again." And then if you kill him multiple times, he says, "Go back to hell again." And he's just getting more and more angry at Lion. And then every time he catches Razor in the game, he's like, Razor, what are you doing here? Or, wait, if we're both here, who's guarding the maze?
That's hilarious.
And they've got, yeah, so, and I imagine this sort of like cosmic, guardians of life and death thing, but also they're basically co-workers. And Razor's slacking off, since Razor's not supposed to leave the maze.
Well, they're all possessed by the ancient too, or the ancients, right? So it's not really slacking off if they're forced to.
Hard
it's
to
like
say
jury
too,
duty.
because Visage always sees it as his job is to make sure that everyone gets sorted out to death. But there's a fan theory that I kind of like, that everyone keeps on being able to respond because Visage and Razor are in the game, so no one's watching the pathway between life and death. So
that makes sense.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I have another good answer. Okay, it's fine, Roland. This is our show. We're like way under time too.
No, we're not.
This
is
is
supposed to be an
we haven't
hour
even been
long.
an hour. We haven't. We're not even at an hour.
We're at an hour right now. Hour.
No,
and
we
one.
did pre-show.
No.
Okay. All right.
Hour
Excuse
and
me
one.
for our hour and one. I'm sorry. Anyway, I like the theory that Pudge is the butcher who is always on. There's part in his story about he's like on the fields of carnage, and nobody's really sure where the fields of carnage are. But there is a theory that's ongoing that I'm sure somebody smarter than me could go into, that the fields of carnage are the Dota map, and then Pudge eats all the dead bodies of all the people from the map at the end of like every game or every day or whatever. And like he lives on the map, whereas everybody else is brought in, something like that.
Man, I just got made like everybody hates me. Talk about lore as long as you guys want.
Because people don't want to have exact hour limits on podcasts, dude. You got to end it naturally.
I actually do. So let's end this question that I've got.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Chaos. Denny, we don't need to hear from you. You can find us at Defense of the Patient.
Agreed.
Yeah, awesome. You can find us at defenseofthepatients.com. You can find us at Ursi. I don't know. Will you help me?
I'm at Ursinity. It's very easy.
No,
that's my
like,
name and that's my Twitter.
Will you just do the plug?
Oh. You can get on Discord, discord.gg/.p. You can find our website, defenseofthepatients.gmail.com. The new website is coming soon. By the 1st of next month, it appears. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/defenseofthepatients. We have a Twitter, .p_show. I'm at Ursinity. Roland is just at .p_show. What else? We have in-houses that are on hiatus right now. They'll be back in 2 weeks from this airing. And then there are other things we have. We have iTunes reviews. Those would be nice. I appreciate that. The guy that Sean X, he gave us an iTunes review recently that we have not read yet. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Support us. We appreciate it. That's it.
So with all that being said, you have questions, and Ursi has long-winded, horribly filled with all the information answers.
Yep.